Hello everyone, welcome back to my shop. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, or if you need caught up to what's going on, I have purchased a 1975 Corvette Stingray, and it's basically the new project that I've acquired as I move on with my adventures through life. And one of the things I noticed when I was test driving it was the brake light came on. And the pedal got real spongy and wouldn't hardly stop in my test drive. And I was out there running it pretty hard. So I figured, well, we got a brake problem. Previous owner thought it was the master cylinder. Well, after sitting here for a day or two, got a puddle developed right underneath this right front wheel. I'm pretty much sure that it's the calipers leaking. So I've got some new calipers and we're going to replace them. So stay tuned while we do a brake job on this 1975 Corvette Stingray. Alright, I spared you all the anxiety I had jacking this thing up, because I don't know what it is about that fiberglass body, but it just made me so paranoid jacking it. So it took more time than it should have, but I got it up on all fours and the wheels removed. And what I want to do now is see if I can't spread this caliper a little bit, and I'm going to take it off. This is, oh, I'll show you close up here in a moment. Alright. You look down here to see if it's showing it. See that wet spot? That's brake fluid. This is my leaker, and what I'm going to do is replace both fronts. The one on the other side, it's not leaking, but it actually looks in worse condition than this one does. So they're going to get replaced. And I have never done a vet before. So, we're going to try to figure some stuff out. I think what I'm about to do is make it to where I can just pull the shoes, which don't need replaced. Well, I bought a whole pack of cotter keys. Put them in there. Usually comes out. Yeah, just what I thought. The shoes look good. Oh, it's leaking on the inside ones too. Okay. What are they? 5/8 or 9/16. Let's see. There it is. Five eighths. You know, I got to thinking maybe I should have disconnected that line before I pulled it. Now I'm going to have to think of a way to cap that line. Keep it from leaking all over the place. Most places that I've priced want a $60 to $75 core charge on these calipers. And I'm thinking about a local vet shop to get these, to get the replacements. I figure a vet shop will sell good ones. You know what I mean? Alright, now they say there's an O-ring and another type, and I'm gonna guess this is the older type, and this side is the one leaking. Alright, I guess we are fixing to break that brake line. Get loose for us. Replace the lines too. I think it'll be slicker. Alright, got him plugged. He's leaking now. Fluid everywhere. One caliper. Now we'll do the other side. All right. here's the bad leaking caliper, and these are Delco calipers. So these, if they're not original, they're they were replaced with the Delco aftermarket. I don't know if you can read it on that, but this leaker, you can make it out. It says Delco Moran 4-piston. I guess they really intended for you to stop. All right. There's the rears, and I'm glad to say it looks pretty good under here. Now there's 4 U-joints I'll need to check on this thing, and I'll be checking that soon. You can see part of the new exhaust they've got in there, which is good. And some of the trouble spots that I've read about, like this plate here, is solid. There's no rust through holes anywhere, and the frame looks good. So I think this must have been in a Southern car from the get-go, because I don't see any bad rust at all on the metal. All right, let's look at the other side. All right, same. Some kind of aftermarket Gabriel shocks there. There we go. So I don't know if they're, real good ones or what, but everything looks really good here. Now looks like an access panel here. All right, 4 screws that lines up exactly with the door switch, and it just so happens the driver's side door does not trip the light, so I may have to look into that too. All right, but there's the other exhaust. It looks pretty good. There's your spare tire right up there. All right, and as I showed this earlier, ends up, thankfully, the round stock key fits this door, this gas lock. So it must have been, I don't know, original with it, I guess, because it free spins without the key. But this here drip plate, it's made of rubber, and it looks like I'll need to replace it. But you move that out of the way, and you can actually and you remove this assembly here for the door. All right, remove that. And supposedly I've seen where people can bring the sender out. So I'll be troubleshooting that, because I'm afraid that my gas gauge isn't working. I mean, it's showing full all the time, and I actually looked down in that gas tank and it wasn't full. Yeah, that's one thing that at least is good. You pull the gas cap off and you can actually see the sender in the gas, and it was not full. It was maybe 3/4, but it's showing full. So anyway, we're going to be making us a parts run. This is a Saturday, and the place is closed that I want to go to, and I'll give them a shout out depending upon the service, but after I do some business with them. But I'll be visiting them Monday to get the light switch, check valve, calipers, and get some pricing on some other stuff. I'm thinking I may change out that, I've noticed some aftermarket providers has that center console plastic section that's already made for, or formed for a DIN type modern radio. So I'm gonna look into that too. All right. All right. A couple of rebuilt Lone Star calipers for the front. Boy, they look good. They are Delco Moran rebuilts, supposedly with new stainless steel inserts. So we got them to go in. Now I went with the lip seal as opposed to the O-ring. This isn't going to sit as much as it did, and I say the advantage of the O-ring style is that if you sit a lot, it's less likely to dry out and leak. Lip seal is good enough for me. That was the OEM, and I can work with that. Here's a future repair I've got coming up. Those of you that recognize this tool know what I'm talking about, and I'll cover that in due time. Couple new soft lines for the front disc. All right, time to start on assembling these brakes and getting them ready to go back on. Let me see, that's the left front. We're going to start with the right front. All right. We're going to be smart today and or at least try to be smart and install the line on it first. But anyway. Alright, let's put these brakes together. We're going to start with the right front. I guess they bent that to keep it in there, but it made it a pain in the butt. There's the bleeder screw. Where the line goes there. And it looks like it's got the copper washer. Well, there it is. There's the copper washer right there on the plug. There's the copper washer right there. To the wrist. Alright. And you want to get him good and secured. You want to pop them out a little bit better. That bleeder of 3/8. Another 5/16. There we go. Springs in there. Keep it in there. Okay. Right, he's ready. Now you'll know which side. If I'm gonna do the other one, and you would think I might mix it up. But when you go to put a disc caliper on, you always want your bleeder screw to be at the highest point. So that's how you can tell. And it may even say on here somewhere left or right. Some of them do, some of them don't. Prepare them both. That's a hard time with that. All right, we're ready to put them in. All right, I've been got the other side done so I could cipher out how to do it, and now I'm about to do this one. I've decided not to do the wheel bearings. I'm gonna trust that they are good. They sound good. It spins good. But I am going to grease the zerks of the ball joints, the tie rods, and everything while I got it down. Now there's 7 zerks on the other side, so I've not counted on this side. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, probably at least 5. So we'll do it while we get under it. So anyway, I've already broke this loose. Now I'm using a special wrench that's designed to slide over a fuel line or a brake line and break the nut loose. It's almost like 3/4 around as opposed to a standard open-end wrench. And I've got it broke loose. I wanted to get that broke loose first. The other side, unfortunately, a previous owner had rounded it off, and I had to go with a pair of vice grips. Now, I looked at maybe replacing that line because of that, and well, I've decided against it at this particular time because it would be a tremendous pain to replace it, and I believe I got it good and tight with the vice grips. I shouldn't have to deal with it again for a while. If I have to deal with a leaking brand spanking new soft line anytime in the immediate future, well then I'll be probably having to replace all this hard brake lines anyway. So anyway, that said, let's get the caliper reinstalled. All right. See, that's the wrench I was talking about. Since I've got it broke loose, I can just use a standard wrench now. You can tell somebody's been on these with vice grips anyway. So you never know if these lines are the original or if, oh, I gotta get that clip off. Let me do that first. Alright. Now, you never know if those lines are the original or if somebody's replaced them. Here's my new line. Get through that hole good. Guess my arm's blocking the way. You want to get it started by hand first. And you want it to get a good bite, a bunch of threads in there. Okay, good deal. All right. And you can cinch them down. Now, the original clip that came with it will not see, it won't work with the new line. You got to use these crush type here that came with it. Some channel locks. Yeah. Anytime anybody tells you piece of cake, run. There, all right. And I'll hold him good and tight now. I'm going to cinch that line down and get back to that caliper. Getting that other brake shoe on. See? So you can't hardly get that wrench on there. There's only but a few spots it'll fit. Just because vice grips. Alright. Sure I can get it on there back. There we go. Get on there and get a good bite. Alright. I believe we're good. We'll know on the test. Alright. We'll put the other shoe back in now. Alright. I learned a trick where I'm teaching myself a trick how to put these shoes in. I struggled around on the other side. And instructions say to put both shoes in, and I guess you can try to spread them some kind of way to get them in. Well, I was unsuccessful in that method. So I'm coming up with my own hillbilly method. This may or may not good. I'm pushing the, utilizes a big bolt like this or nut. I'm going to get him just barely started to hold that piston. I've already done that on the top other side. And we should get that dude right in there. Alright. Well, when it's playing, this other one would have come out easy too. There he is. There we go. Alright. Get that shoe back up some. There we go. That's my trick of the day. Again, that's my hillbilly trick. Maybe hillbilly tricks don't work with vets. I don't know. But it's working for this hillbilly trick. Alright. There we go. You know, other than that, these are probably some of the easiest disc brakes I've ever done. Maybe it's for, they make them to where you can maybe swap them out, you know, easy on the track maybe. Burn them up racing. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. I mean, seems overkill to have 4 pistons to me. But anyway, there we go. So I got the line in, got my bleeder out. I need to make sure I'm full up there. I can use my Mighty Vac to help bleed it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grease these zerks while we're under here and make sure I don't have any kind of leaks. Alright. Alright, that'll do it for the brake part. Let me see. I'm just doing a little look-see under here while I got it up. And there you can see where I've lubed up the front end. Looks like the oil pan's bottomed out a few times, but there's no big leaks. That's the transmission pan of a Turbo Hydromatic 400, and then that goes back to the rear end. The cross member looks good. I mean, this car really looks good underneath here. No bad leaks other than that brake fluid and a loose heater hose up there where I was leaking looked like water. So I don't think it's got antifreeze. I may end up just flushing this bad boy out too. This looks like some sort of power steering assist. And I'm going to guess that it's as wet as it is. I think I may have to address that one time in the future. I just have to keep an eye on my power steering fluid. It's not low now. Of course, this thing hadn't been driving. So, but anyway, I mean, it looks really good under here, and I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I couldn't see all this real good from the ground because, well, this thing's too daggum low. So, and there you can see the headers coming down, long headers, hitting that brand new exhaust all the way back. All right, I believe I'm gonna change oil while I'm down here. Oh, good deal. All right, I wanted to show this method I've been using to do a one-man brake bleed, and it's using the Mighty Vac, this tub that comes with it, which you can see is full, and enough connectors to connect to the bleeder screw or valve up on the caliper. What you do You connect it up. You have the tube here, or tub, full about halfway. You got a down rod that sticks down in here. You just want the rod to be submerged in fluid. That way it won't suck air. Then you pump up vacuum, all right? And then what you can do at first is just, once you're hooked up, crack the valve open and just pump, 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 and it takes a lot of pumping. And eventually it'll pull. See, I got tired of waiting for gravity feed. So it'll actually pull the brake fluid through the circuit, all the way through everything, fill this caliper up, and it'll eventually start coming out. Now, it really won't get the air out per se, but it'll start at least get fluid to your caliper. Then you close it, pump up your Mighty Vac here to where you build some vacuum. Then you crack it open, and then you can see spurts of air and everything coming out and fluid. And you do that about 20 times. You might get a good pedal. Now, I ended up getting my brother. He was on his way to go to work on second shift, so I got him to stop by and do some pumping for me. And it only took about 6 cycles of about 4 pumps each before I got them both bled, and I got a great pedal now. But this really did good in at least getting fluid to it. It would have saved him pumping quite a bit. So anyway, this didn't complete the brake bleed, but it got it to the point where it made bleeding, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, and my pumper wouldn't complain about a sore leg. Anyway. All right, 1 down, 100 to go. She's got brakes. She's got a real good pedal. No leaks. So we got new calipers, new soft lines on the front. Those shoes, there wasn't a thing wrong with the shoes, so I didn't replace them. And I checked the rears. They look good too. So I pulled them off, checked them out, looked at the shoes, looked at the. Now those calipers on the back, I think, are the O-ring type, because they look different the way they sealed around the piston. But I don't know. All I know is they're not leaking, and so I put them back on. Let's see. While I had easy access, I went ahead and I greased the whole front end. I believe there was a total of 11 or 12 zerks I hit with grease, and they needed it. And I checked out the U-joints on those half shafts and drive shaft, and they were sealed. So I did a test. You can do a little test on them to see if you got any play, and I didn't detect any. So when I get out here running on the road, if I hear thumps or anything, well, I'll know. But I think that's good to go too. So I think I'm pretty caught up with underneath. I didn't see any bad leaks or anything. Looked good. And there might market spot here and there, but it's not going to be brake fluid this time anyway. So, hey, AD guys, now hang around. Now I know this is not one of my old advanced design trucks. And it may not be piquing your interest, but hey, some of this stuff is similar. Now, this car, being a 75, is pre-computer, so some of the stuff is, is pertainable to the old technology of the 49, believe it or not. Real similar to the GMC with the, with the disc brakes, power disc brakes, and all that good stuff. So it's not too out of the realm. And if there's any vet guys watching, well, number one, welcome aboard. And, well, you're seeing me learn as I go. I've never had one before and never worked on one before. So in all the years that I've been turning a wrench and owning cars, I've never owned a vet. So this is the first, and it's probably shown. If you got any recommendations, put them in the comment. If they're not too bad, I'll leave them. And I'll learn from them. But welcome. And let me see. Well, I think that's about it. We greased it. We got brakes. Now we're going to turn to doing the electric. The reason why I'm turning to the electric is I want to pull the dash out so I can get all them bulbs changed out. Troubleshoot what I can do about that radio, and I just want to get everything up to snuff internal now. And it's still going to be easier to trace anything out if I have to, but it's still up on the jack. So I'm going to leave it up just for now until I get real comfortable with that. So anyway, hope everything's going good with you and yours. Going good here. Can't complain. It's never done me any good to complain anyway. So I hope to see you around on the next one. Have a good one. We'll see. We'll get some Jojo on these books here.